Okay, I've gone ahead and dug out a good portion of this fort. You'll see most of it's pretty well dug out. I've got some spaces here for some workshops. I've got a couple of spaces for a finished goods stockpile. That's where things like crafts will eventually go. I've created a few other stockpiles, and also these workshops here, a carpenter's workshop and a craftsdwarf's workshop. To build those, you press B for build and W for workshop, and then you can just either use hotkeys or just use the plus and minus to select. Craftsdwarf's workshops are where craftsdwarves will create crafts, which can be sold. They're not worth very much, but they're easy to make at the beginning of the game. As you can see, my craftsdwarf, the one in blue, is making crafts. There's a stone stockpile here to fuel his efforts, and next to the carpenter's workshop there's this big wood stockpile where you can see some logs are laying. This is the food stockpile here, where there are barrels and some pots. Pots are made at the craftsdwarf's workshop using rock. They are a rock alternative to barrels. That's one of the most significant discoveries that a new player can sometimes make, so please make a note of it. It'll save you a lot of wood. I made a furniture stockpile for pots and other stuff to be stored. This is the finished goods stockpile, where you see there are some bins here. Bins are made at the carpenter's workshop, and you can store smaller items like blocks and crafts within them. I have a cloth and a leather stockpile. I'll get to those in another video. So, my dwarf is currently digging out some bedrooms. He's digging out 6 little bedrooms, and then one sort of what'll be a throne room, and a larger bedroom for the expedition leader. This is my personal style. You don't really have to do this. I like to make larger bedrooms for my original 7 dwarves. Migrant waves, that is to say waves of new dwarves called migrants, will come in periodically with each season, and you will need to build them bedrooms. Or not, you can make them sleep on the floor, but they won't be very happy about that, and unhappy dwarves can cause chaos. You'll read more about that later on. There's a lot of gold laying around. See the little gold star shapes? That's gold ore. It's actually native gold, so they're basically just giant gold nuggets. Those can be used for a variety of things, but I'm not going to use them very much right now. I'm going to go ahead and build my workshops down here. First thing I'm going to do is press B and then W, and I'm going to build a carpenter's workshop in here. I'm going to build a mason's workshop here, which is where a mason can use stone to build furniture, and a mechanic's workshop, which is where a mechanic can use stone or other materials to create mechanisms, which are used in things like levers and drawbridges. Those are important for things like security and traps and some other cool stuff that you can do after a while. I'm going to go ahead and create 3 rock mechanisms. Then as soon as the mason's workshop is done, I'm going to build 4 rock blocks. The blocks are going to be used to build a drawbridge, and the mechanisms are going to be used to build a lever and enough mechanisms to link the two so that I can open and close the drawbridge. That's going to help keep my fort more secure. Alright, some migrants have arrived at my fortress. They're flashing an X because they're not yet available for use, but as soon as they arrive, they will be. Let's see. Where am I? Ah, here I am. Alright. My dwarves have finished building some of their stuff. Whoa. Ooh, neato. Alright, so one of my dwarves got caught in a strange mood and has withdrawn from society. That means they're going to seek out a workshop, probably a craftsdwarf's workshop, and they're going to make a legendary artifact to sort of relieve their creative urge. He's probably going to kick that dwarf out. Yep, out he goes. And he's already starting a mysterious construction. Cool. He's probably going to become a legendary craftsdwarf too. Whenever a dwarf falls into a mood other than possession and then creates an item, they will instantly become an expert in the creation of similar such items. So if he decides to create a very super duper awesome rock craft, he will become my new rock craftsman, because he'll be the one best suited for the task. Alright, I'm running out of drink, although luckily my neat little meeting area slash food storage area and kitchen area is almost done. Very soon I'll be able to go indoors for the most part. Alright, he is now a legendary crafts dwarf. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and build the trade depot. Just hit B and then Shift D. This will allow trade caravans to come to my fort and then to just unload all the goods and trade with me. Alright, my meeting hall is also done. I'm going to pause and I'm going to press I to create a new zone. And I'm going to extend it up to here, and then I'm going to, as shown on the right, press M to make that a meeting area. Now my dwarves will congregate in that area when they are idle, which is great, because now they're going to be indoors half the time. They'll be able to get around inside the fort more quickly. Ooh, my population is really high now. I've never had a migration wave that early get that big. That's outstanding. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and build some more Crafts Dwarfs workshops. And I'm going to move my finished goods stockpile. First I'm going to make a new finished goods stockpile, and then I'm going to delete the old one by pressing X and then undoing all that. Now they're going to move all that stuff indoors, hopefully, next to the trade depot and next to the Crafts Dwarves workshops. See all my happy little dwarves chilling out? Let's build them a couple of tables and a couple of thrones so that they have a place to sit and eat. Dwarves can eat anywhere, but they prefer a table and chair or throne of some kind. That way they're more comfortable. I mean, would you like to eat on the floor, or would you like to eat at a damn table? Alright. I'm going to build a still. This is one of the most important food production facilities in Dwarf Fortress. I'm also going to build a kitchen over here. I'm using hotkeys right now. You know from what the screen says what I'm building, and you can probably learn how to scroll through a menu to get to those specific items, so don't worry about that. All the hotkeys are displayed on the right-hand side, and eventually they'll sort of become second nature. Excellent. I'm going to keep a lot of those stockpiles outside for now. It's going to take a little while for me to build some underground or possibly above ground stockpiles to store things like furniture and other things that I don't want on the main level here. Ooh, alright, see those H's? Those are horses, and they're inside. I want them outside. So I'm going to make another zone. If you hold down Shift, you can make much larger zones sooner, or rather quicker. Now press N, and then Shift N, and then you can select the horses with the minus and plus key, and then press Enter to designate them. That way, they can chill out outside and eat food and stuff, which is to say grass. And if one is a male and one is a female, which doesn't quite say. Actually, I could probably check it in here. She is enormous. She is gigantic. Okay, they won't have children because they're both female. And much unlike in the real world, two female parents cannot adopt in Dwarf Fortress. At least not when they're animals. Alright. And if I'm wrong about that, please correct me. I'm going majorly just on a guess here. The first thing I'm going to move indoors is the furniture stockpile. But as soon as... I'm going to build a fishery, so my fisher dwarves have a place to clean their fish and to prepare them. Now I'm going to move all of my food indoors via the same means by which I moved all of the crafts indoors. Now the dwarves are going to grab all those barrels, and they're going to move them indoors. And the next video I'm going to show how to outfit the bedroom areas, how to put the tables down in the meeting hall, and also how to build a drawbridge and a lever to help protect your fort from external attacks.